How do you pick prices for a product you're selling? If your answer is I feel it out or I match competitors, you're not alone. That's how most store owners approach pricing, and it's costing them thousands. A 1% increase in price lifts operating profit by around 8% on average for S&P 1500 companies, according to McKinsey. Pricing has more leverage than your ads, your launches, or your promos. So today I will be teaching you 10 pricing strategies presented in order from beginner to advanced. This is part 2 of the Learn with Shopify Marketing Masterclass. If you missed it, part 1 is all about digital marketing, and it's linked in the description below. Now, let's get into it. Cost plus is exactly what it sounds like. Add up what it costs to make and sell your product, then add a markup on top. Typical markups: 50 to 100% for retail, 200 to 400% for premium direct-to-consumer, DTC. Here are the exact formulas that you need to remember. Cost of goods plus fixed cost per unit plus variable cost per unit multiplied by markup equals selling price. Let's run a quick example. Say you're selling a soy candle. Cost of goods: wax, wick, fragrance, jar, $4. Fixed cost per unit: your Shopify plan, warehousing, software, $1. Variable cost per unit: mailer box, shipping label, payment processing fees, $2. Total cost per candle: $7. Multiply by a 2 times markup, that's a 100% markup, and your selling price is $14. On Shopify, you can set the cost per item on every variant, and your margin updates live as you change the price. You can also spot margin killing discounts before you publish. But there's a catch. Cost Plus tells you the minimum price you need to stay in business. It ignores what your customer thinks the product is worth. So use it to set your floor, but everything else in this video builds above it. Competitive pricing means landing within 5 to 15% of your direct competitors. Most store owners default here because it feels safe. It works, but only when buyers are comparing side by side. For commodity products, it's solid. For anything with a brand or story angle, you're pricing below what buyers would pay. Before you check competitor sites, pick your lane: cheapest, mid-market, or premium. Each of them attracts a different buyer. Then price within 5 to 15% of competitors in that same tier. For research, PriceSync and Competera scrape competitor prices automatically, which is worth the spend for larger catalogs. For a free approach, a weekly Google Sheet update covers most early-stage stores. And the biggest mistake to avoid is racing to the bottom. Remember, cheapest only wins if you have a cost advantage no one else can match, and most small Shopify stores don't. Psychological pricing comes down to how buyers process numbers. The first method is charm pricing, which is pricing an item at $19.99 versus $20. Researchers Anderson and Semester ran field experiments on $9 price endings and found that in one test, women's clothing priced at $39 outperformed the same item at $34 by 24%, even at the higher price. Your brain reads the leftmost digit first. 1999 registers as 19-something. So use charm pricing for items under $50. Prestige pricing flips that logic. On a $500 cashmere sweater, $499.99 makes it feel like clearance. Round numbers like $200, $500, or $1,000 signal intention. Use them for premium or luxury items. Price anchoring shows a higher compare at price next to your actual price, and yours looks like a deal as a result. Shopify has this built in, but most stores never set it. Here's how to set it up. In your Shopify admin, open the product you want to edit. Under the description, set your price. That's what customers pay. Right below, fill in compare at price. That's the strike-through number they'll see next to it. Further down is cost, profit, and margin. Only you see this section. Fill in your cost the way we covered in Chapter 1, and Shopify calculates your margin live. Hit save and you're done. Quantity framing follows Jonah Berger's rule of 100. Above $100, dollars look bigger than percentages. On a $200 item, save 20 outperforms 10% off, even when the math is identical. Below $100, flip it. 20% off beats save $4 on a $20 product. You know what I mean? If you're on Shopify, there are 4 native pricing tools you need to be familiar with. We covered this quickly in the previous section. Cost per item, pretty self-explanatory. And compare at price, the feature where your product page auto-displays the strike-through on your storefront. That's free and easy anchoring. But there is also Shopify Markets, the feature that lets you set country-specific prices in local currencies and charge more where your product commands a premium, less in lower purchasing power regions. And Shopify Functions, a pricing feature that lets you build custom pricing logic directly into checkout. Let me explain. Shopify Markets is where you set country-specific pricing. In your admin, go to Markets. You'll see your primary market plus any others you've added. Click Create Market and pick the countries you want to target. From there, you choose how to price. Either let Shopify auto-convert at live exchange rates via dynamic exchange rate, or set a percentage adjustment manually by clicking on Manual. If you want to set dynamic pricing, under Markets, open the market you want to mark up. Example, Albania. Create or edit a catalog for that market by clicking the little plus icon on the right. Once this page opens, under Price Adjustment, you can set the percentage price increase or decrease. For example, a 20% decrease for all Albanian buyers. Here you can charge a 15% increase in countries if your brand commands a premium, or a minus 10% in regions with lower purchasing power. You can also control which products are available in each market. Customers see prices in their local currency at checkout. Remember that customizing checkout and accounts pages for specific markets is available only to stores on the Advanced or Plus plan. If you're unsure if your store has this feature, you can always ask Shopify Sidekick inside your admin. Shopify Functions is where you build custom pricing logic that runs directly at checkout. Think volume discounts like buy 5, get 15% off, member-only pricing for logged-in customers, dynamic bundles that auto-apply when specific items land in the cart, or tiered pricing by spend threshold. To set it up, go to Settings, then Apps and Sales Channels. From there, install a functions-based discount or bundle app from the Shopify App Store, or have a developer write the logic for you. With Functions, you can create tiered discounts, BOGO, bundles, promos, volume discounts functions, payment customizations, delivery customizations, checkout rules, and so much more. Once it's live, the rules fire at checkout with no third-party app slowdowns. Shopify Functions are available to all merchants on any Shopify plan. You don't need a special plan to use them. If you watched all of this and you're still not on Shopify yet, you can sign up today and give it a try. You can click the special link beneath this video. Then go watch this section again. I'm sure it'll seem much more interesting that way. This is a strategy that changed how I personally think about pricing. Value-based pricing means charging what your customer is willing to pay, regardless of costs or competitors. A product that costs $20 to make can sell for $200 if the buyer believes it solves a $1,000 problem. That gap is the value you created. Remember that your job is to sell the outcome. Think about it. Skincare sells confidence. Meal kits sell 2 hours back on a Tuesday. Standing desks sell the version of you that gets more done. Reframe around the outcome and your price ceiling moves. To find your real price, ask the people closest to the buying decision. Use a Shopify app like Fairing or KnoCommerce to drop a post-purchase question right after checkout. What's the most you would have paid for this? That catches buyers at peak intent. Then pair it with a win-loss exit survey. Hit cart abandoners with an exit intent pop-up or abandoned cart email asking what stopped them from buying. If the price is called out, that can show you what your ceiling is. Together, these two signals show you how high you can go and where you start losing buyers. Most store owners discover their real willingness to pay is much higher than what they're currently charging. But remember, this works best for products that are differentiated. If you're selling unbranded candles, you need some good branding before you can charge a value-based premium. Okay, check this out. You can lift revenue without changing your core product's price. This can happen through anchor pricing or decoy pricing. With anchor pricing, place a premium option above your target product. A $500 Pro version makes your $200 standard feel like a sensible pick. The Pro doesn't need to sell in volume to do its job. Decoy pricing is sneakier. Add a third option that's strategically inferior. Its only job is to make another option look obviously better. The classic example here we all know is a coffee shop with small coffee priced at $4, the medium one at $7, and the large one at $7.50. Almost everyone picks the large one, right? The medium is the decoy. For e-commerce, this works on 3-tier product lines, subscriptions, and bundles. Apple runs this on every iPhone lineup. The rule of thumb here is 60 to 70% of customers should pick your middle option according to ProfitWell. If your top or bottom tier outsells the middle, your anchor or decoy is positioned wrong. Now, what if you could lift order value without discounting a single product? That's what bundles do when they're built right. Bundle pricing combines 2 or more products at a price lower than buying them separately. Pure bundles are set only. They're great for forcing average order value, AOV, but limit flexibility for the buyer. Mixed bundles offer items both solo and as a set, and they convert better because buyers feel in control. 3 structures that convert. The starter kit, 3 to 4 essentials at 15% off, gets new customers in with everything that they need. Then there's the gift bundle, 2 to 3 products in branded packaging. It's seasonal gold. The gift giver really doesn't want to overthink anything. And the level up bundle. It's a hero product plus accessories. It raises perceived value of your main flagship product. Shopify has native bundles, or you can use apps like Shopify Bundles, frequently bought together, or rebuy. Paid apps add cart page upsells, where the real average order value lift comes from. Oh, and a pro tip. A 20% bundle discount that takes AOV from $40 to $80 generates more profit than a 10% site-wide sale lifting conversion 5%. Every product launch forces a question most founders answer without realizing. Should you start low and climb, or start high and come down? Penetration pricing is to launch low for traction. It has lower margins, but you build volume, reviews, and social proof. The risk is that raising prices later is hard. You'll need a credible reason like an upgrade or new formulation. Price skimming is launching high to capture buyers who'll pay a premium to be first. You'll eventually lower the price as the market saturates. Apple has run this playbook for decades. Tesla followed the same approach. Your product needs to feel new or scarce. Remember that this does not work on commodities. One structure that works for Shopify drops is tiered pricing. First 100 buyers at price X, next 500 at price Y, and the rest at a full price. Real urgency without the hard sell. Shopify's automatic discounts handle the quantity triggers natively. The mistake that kills launches is going straight to full price with zero momentum. You miss the early buyer energy that feeds your reviews, social proof, and algorithm pickup. All right, let's say there are 2 businesses. Business A makes $50,000 a month, every dollar earned fresh. Business B makes the same $50,000, but $35,000 arrives automatically on the first of the month. That sounds pretty good. Higher lifetime value, LTV, same acquisition costs, and higher valuation multiple if you sell your business eventually. That's what subscriptions can do. There are 3 subscription models. Replenishment. That would be for consumables like coffee, supplements, skincare, etc. The customer sets it, and it auto-ships every 30, 60, or 90 days. Curation is varying products each cycle, like beauty boxes or wine clubs. It sells the excitement of new discovery, which can grow your business in additional ways. And there's access for exclusive pricing, early drops, members-only perks. This third method builds a community layer on top of your store. Standard subscription discounts run 10 to 20% off the one-time price. Below 10%, there's no reason to commit. Above 20%, you're training buyers to wait. We recommend 15% as the sweet spot. There are 2 tools to know if you're on Shopify. Shopify subscriptions is built into the platform and works for most stores. And Recharge is the upgrade once you get to serious volume and need more flexibility. Okay, let's quickly talk churn rates. Direct-to-consumer, also known as DTC, subscription stores average 6.5 to 8.5% monthly churn. Business-to-business, also known as B2B, and digital sit at 4 to 7%. Health and wellness, 8 to 12%. Beauty, 8 to 14%. Food and beverage, 12 to 18%. Below 6% is exceptional. Knowing these numbers can really help you know where you stand. To close out, let's talk about dynamic pricing. Everything so far has involved setting a price and leaving it. Dynamic pricing adjusts automatically based on demand, competitor moves, inventory, and conversion data. The same product can be $89 at 10 a.m. and $94 at 8 p.m. if that's where buyers convert. Airlines have done this for decades. E-commerce is only just catching up, especially for large catalogs where manual repricing is impossible. The tools to use for this on Shopify are PriceSync, a Shopify app, and Competera, which track competitor prices. There's also Intelligems that A/B test price points and shipping thresholds. With all that said, don't overlook the most underused dynamic lever: free shipping thresholds. Intelligems documented a sports brand that raised theirs from $100 to $500 and saw a 6% AOV lift and 12% revenue per visitor jump. Set your threshold above your current average order value so customers naturally add an item to qualify. To get started, pick your top 20 products by revenue. Test 3 to 5 price points over 30 days, find the optimum, and then move to the next batch. So there you have it, the 10 pricing strategies, all runnable in Shopify today. Don't try to use all of them at once. Pick the one that fits your product. Test it for 30 days, then layer in the next one as you keep moving. As always, the Shopify trial link is in the description below, so make sure to check it out. I'm Vihan, and this was part 2 of the free Shopify Marketing Masterclass. Part 3 covers place and distribution channels, and Part 4 is going to cover promotion marketing. You can catch Part 1 on digital marketing on the screen right over there to keep the momentum going. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to kick it off to Sinead for the next one.